Elvis Herman and train come on. House of Folk supporters in chairman. Me pacho, what the team penny for me no. Then I back a fan one down.
Odi, every time I'm watching, na me mama kasa so anything to me follow my program now, and I decided to make an input, and also listening to Alhaji Akambi no, na me de say odi oyaw kasa say omadobi ejuma ene ne wadane ne chi akere no. It goes to the heart of the issue nti am afraid because you see we must always consider Accra Hearts of Folk ahead of our personal interests, ahead of any other thing. And I remember, and I'm stating and putting it on record, says Alhaji Pa, they should go to the board records when I was the only person who said WO should not be re-employed because not the previous employment status, no, me verifications, me inquiries, me who say, or bar first one or kono. Now it was not on a good note. And I'm speaking, said W pa obetumi ababak ababe kase enye nukra na nukre. So I personally on the board and the other board members can bear me witness, or they should go to the board records and check whether I did not. But and then they saw see W free or ni honorable privately to beg them. And when these things override the general decisions that we make, it is the solution. And what we are facing today. Because when I was thinking about the club and why we should employ somebody in future, perhaps somebody was also receiving calls and pushing the agenda to bring somebody and not the interest of the entire board. And that is one thing that has affected us. Me, yes, House of Folk issues that has to do with the board, I will never comment on it since I left the board. But listening to Alhaji, I sympathize with him. And I think that moving forward, these things should guide them. Heart of Folk must always be prioritized. Let us look at the person. And I'll give you another example. Costa Papich, coming to Heart of Folk, contacted me through somebody at Daily Graphic, Reverend Ebokwetu. I am mentioning names because I don't want to say lie. I called some of the board members who was in the previous board before I joined, who had worked with Costa Papich. Because me officer, so when I'm doing something, I want to make sure I investigate. Into me a course. The message I got was that Costa, point of us who did Heart of Folk no, na enye. So I didn't push the agenda, even though he contacted me through his agent. In fact, I was also against his appointment. I'm a Mikasawa happy FMUPA. Mungo to the records.
Mekai papa.
Very good. Later, I went for a board meeting, and some people wanted to accuse me. Say, never in my life would I take money against anything I ever call against Accra Hearts of Folk. I will never do it. Nobody can bribe me when it comes to Accra Hearts of Folk. May God forbid. But the same thing was used as if I had collected something from Costa. No, rather, I investigated behind the scenes and I didn't want Costa to come. Eventually, Michelle Elijah can be with Jumemu. I only Costa about my work permit. You see, so what I'm trying to drive at is that we should always take decisions that will favor the club because one day it will come back to haunt us. Some of us don't want to speak, but at the right time, we will speak. And nobody can stop Elvis from speaking because like Dr. Nyawota Maklo said on Asempa FM, House of Folk is bigger than everybody, even including the board chairman. And some of us, we will speak. In our last demonstration, AGM. How long now have we been to the AGM? No. These are some of the things that some of us will be asking. Me, I don't care if you antagonize me. I don't take my pay from Accra Hearts of Folk. I'm not on the payroll of Hearts of Folk. Government pays me every month. So I am free to speak my mind. But I decided that by my training, I will not be speaking my mind. But the way things are going, when we get to know, say people do things in their own personal interest and not in the general interest of Hearts of Folk, Elvis, I can stand everywhere and fight for Accra Hearts of Folk. And I will speak out. So this is to Alhaji Akambi, that it is a good lesson to him and any other person that whenever somebody wants to come and work for Hearts of Folk, they should do a proper background check because the same people will get at them when finally it happens. Into the work and
All right, Elvis, yeah, that's it. Pass watch it. So let's say and some more so now person back.
No, because you're the club no odi. And you same bia na kan wabonti said they make an what you say. And na udo club and you bia na odi out. But listening to the interview no, I felt say I must speak on these issues. And it is good. And I mean I made buy and I made buy. No. Yeah, you know, you be the black club, but it must be in the interest of the club first. But that's what I say. Akola we are pray na boy we your friend is saying Vision FC boy ya we pray. Your friend is saying Abdulaziz Nuruddin. Okay, make me catch up when he was coming to House of Folk. He was a good player. So some of us we insisted that he must come. Both me, Alaji, and a lot of us. Even me, I'm a fan when we came on the first training. Nothing comes out of it. That is it. When it is in the interest of House of Folk. That's all I mean. I'm not saying say obi abu obi the House of Folk enye, but the person must be well investigated. Say coach fufu whatever administrator we should ensure that the right person comes. And I mean come again, not say nunti you antagonize me. Me you cannot kill my spirit. Whatever it is, obi any obedi House of Folk enim for the rest of my life. It's a pass.
Yes, naturally say who can say me and for W ma me and for papa mano unya time.
Oh yes, me dia menya time bebre. Nti no me no ka say a tiny dia menya bebre, but look, like I said, me Jimmy pay House of Folk. I have just decided not to talk. Okay? But who person who recognize me as NCC chairman, if you don't want to recognize me, I don't care. The structure was there before all of them or most of them were born. And the structure will not change because even if it changes, a time will come that it look the generation now ever fighting back for the structure. So we have to learn how to accommodate each other. Obi a mistake.
Okay, what you say? So be say we has chairman and then you are they a binum full say a bin floor chairman and I say a be say one your chairman.
Oh, chairman, don't mean Jim Freeman. I am the only elected NCC chairman. Enemy executives, we are elected. Even the board brought a representative to come and vote. So I am a representative of the supporters and for the chapters. And they don't mean Jim Freeman. If you are time, I'll be timing. If you are recognize me. If you are invite me. And I say, but it doesn't take away my recognition from the general public. I was duly elected. And so shall it be until I've gone.
All right, Chairman, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Like and subscribe and click on the notification. Happy FM, Nimdie, Happy FM, and Nijenkwa.